spokesperson.
Thanks for tuning in, ladies and gentlemen. It's a privilege to come to you again today, Tuesday the 21st of September in the year of our Lord 2021. What a great day to be alive in witnessing the events taking place in La République du Cameroon, and of course in the fight for the restoration of the independence of the Southern Cameroons. Ladies and gentlemen, the United Nations is meeting in New York, and I believe most of you have been tuning in, listening to world leaders make their yearly rituals of speeches, addressing problems in different parts of the world and in their own countries. And the only mention of Cameroon has been in a dishonorable manner by the President of the United States of America. That was today at the United Nations, during his speech at the United Nations General Assembly. I will bring you a little snippet of what Joe Biden said when he made mention of La République du Cameroon. Remember, I said Cameroon, I didn't say AMBAZONIA. So, ladies and gentlemen, thank you for tuning in. Please go ahead and hit that share button. Hit your share button if you are joining by way of Facebook. And if you are on YouTube, please do the same. Invite somebody to join you out there on YouTube. Let us get the platform saturated. Hit your share button. I want to see the audience on Facebook. I want to see the numbers jumping. Yeah, they just jump. Please do so. Let them know the anchor man is not just here, he is alive and very, very strong and as courageous and resilient as usual. Please go ahead and do that. We're going to have a very, very exciting broadcast today, and I love to see thousands of you right here on Facebook. And I would like to welcome all of you who are tuning in from where things are happening. I am referring to Ground Zero, of course. Thank you for your resilience. Thank you for your lockdown and the ghost towns. And thank you for doing your best out there to send that message to La République du Cameroon, and of course to the United Nations, that AMBAZONIA owns AMBAZONIA and AMBAZONIA rules and control AMBAZONIA, in spite of the fact that the so-called prime minister would sneak his way, literally, ladies and gentlemen. Ladies and gentlemen, I want to ask you a question. Dion Ngute, descending into the Southwest today, wants the world to believe that, you see, we are defying you, or we are defiant, they are defiant. They are not defiant when things were good. Dion Ngute or any of their damn prime minister never had any reason to come and stop at the Mongo for a so-called visit to the Southwest region, as they call it, when things were good. That never happened, ladies and gentlemen. The reason they stopped at the Mongo and expect to be welcome at the Mongo is because of the fear that has engulfed them. So, ladies and gentlemen, again, it's a pleasure to be with you today. I haven't started yet. I just haven't started yet. So please go ahead and hit your share button if you are joining by way of Facebook. Let the numbers fly. Hello, for those of you in the continental USA, thank you for tuning in the continental Europe, including, of course, the United Kingdom. Thank you also for joining. And if you are in China and all of Asia and also South America, please, thank you for joining ABC Amber Television live from the great state, ladies and gentlemen, the great state of Texas. Now, many people don't understand when I say the great state of Texas. Texas is great because
Texas shun liberalism. Ladies and gentlemen, I know some people will not like this, but that is the fact. Texas remains one of the most conservative state here, out here in the USA. And those of us who are conservatives will love it, and we'll call it the great state of Texas. Of course, Texas also produces the oil that fits American locomotive. So, ladies and gentlemen, again, thank you for tuning in. We're going to have a very, very exciting show today. I still see the numbers are getting slower. Ladies and gentlemen, on Facebook by now, they should be hitting close to 700. They're not yet 500 yet. Those of you hanging there on Facebook, hit that share button. All right, so much to talk about today. And I will jump right into it because we have no time to waste. Gonna be bringing you updates from Ingo Ketunjia. Gonna be bringing you updates also from the United Nations. We're gonna be talking about the panic situation in Yaounde. Ladies and gentlemen, they want solutions, but they don't have them because they are not ready. They are not ready to bow to AMBAZONIA, or at least to take the shame to say, let's meet at the negotiation table. They are not ready yet. So please don't think that the public is about to give up. Not today, not tomorrow, not next week. I don't see them giving up anytime soon. Ladies and gentlemen, we've got to be very, very patient yet very resilient in this war. We are the breadwinners. I mean, AMBAZONIA is the breadwinners in that country. And ladies and gentlemen, that is the number one reason. The number one reason they are not letting go anytime soon until maybe their last army remains standing. As we keep, but we're going to get into this in a way. So we're going to talk about that. We're also going to talk about some information that I am getting from Ground Zero about some tactics that they are now trying to apply on the ground with their civil servants, with attempts, efforts at capturing some AMBAZONIA restoration fighters. We're going to be talking about that and quite a number of other things, ladies and gentlemen. Of course, those who have been asking the lockdown to end, not to even happen, they have gone mute. Again, they have gone mute, and I'm going to be talking about them too. Very, very important. But ladies and gentlemen, again, thank you for tuning in. Please, for those of you on the social media, Facebook, go ahead, hit your share button. I will be joined a little bit later by Intumfoin, Bo Herbert, and Barrister John Fru. And so we're going to be looking at events on Ground Zero and also looking ahead. Remember, AMBAZONIA will be 60 years old. Ladies and gentlemen, 60 years old. 60 years old. On Friday, October the 1st. It's gonna be a big occasion, a big event, and I want to believe that those of you on Ground Zero, you're thinking about it and making some plans towards that. We understand the security situation there, but of course I'm speaking to our AMBAZONIA restoration forces on Ground Zero. You will do everything to honor that. I will call it what they call 50 golden, but I want to call 60 also golden. It is our golden independence celebration being Friday, October 1st. Ladies and gentlemen, we're going to be having a very special live studio event here at ABC. Again, we're going to be having a very special live studio event here at ABC. That will be on Friday, October 1st. We'd like you to tune in. We're going to open the Zoom room also to be able to hear from you. We're going to be talking about where we are coming from, where we are, how far we've gone, and what lies ahead. That will be again on the Friday, October the 1st.
October the 1st. For those of you around here in Houston, the invitations are being sent out to a select few for security reasons. For security reasons. So, thank you again. Thank you again. Again, I am not glad at the pace of these numbers, just over getting to 600. Hit your share button. And now, I'm going to be taking you to Ngo Ketunjia, ladies and gentlemen. For the past 1 week, for the past week or so, yes, for the past week, we have been sending out alerts, security alerts, to ground zero, especially in the Ngo Ketunjia, warning them, all the bees in Ngo Ketunjia, talking about the Bambalans, the Bamesing, the Bamunka, the Baba, and so on and so forth. We have been sending out warning messages, asking them to leave, look for a hiding anywhere that they can, and get out of their homes if possible, because La République du Cameroon, we are learning, is about to do the unthinkable. Some of you have read stuff out there coming from that desperate country with their desperate army, trying to do desperate things, They are ready to march on in Ngo Ketunjia and kill any living being that they come across. And we have been asking you, if you live anywhere in these communities, the Bambalang, Bamunka, Babango, Balekumbat, Balekumbat is in the Ngo Ketunjia. All these villages, Bamesin in particular, please, we have been asking you to please get to secure locations until this scorched earth policy that La République du Cameroon is trying to implement in your community comes and goes. So please, that alert is still very, very relevant. It is still very relevant. So please stay, find a hiding place and move to with your family before they come around. They will not spare you. In fact, they may burn down your homes. But we are warning them. We are warning La République du Cameroon. We will retaliate should any one house in Ngo Ketunjia burnt down by you. We are warning you, we will retaliate. All right. I am joined by Comrade Langmi, who happens to be the spokesperson for the AMBAZONIA restoration forces, ladies and gentlemen, and he also happened to come from Ngo Ketunjia. Comrade Langmi, I brought you on so that you can tell us the situation, the security situation and the safety situation out there in Ngo Ketunjia. As you heard me, we have been passing out this warning for the indigents, the inhabitants, to find safe location and move to. Is that happening, sir?
Yes, Secretary Chris. Good afternoon, Secretary Chris. Good
Thank
afternoon,
you.
fellow Ambazonians. The situation in Ngo Ketunjia and Bui County is very tense, but I want to assure the people of Ambazonia, I want to assure the people of the world that we are ready for La République du Cameroon terrorists. For the past 4 years, they have been killing our people, and I think our people are well acquainted with the situation, and they are ready to face the bullet for their freedom to be guaranteed. The forces are well alerted, the civilians are well alerted, and I think we are more than ready for La République du Cameroon terrorists as I speak. We just learned that more trucks of La République du Cameroon terrorists are leaving. They have left Bamenda they are on their way now to Ngo Ketunjia. Yesterday, we equally received a good number of them. They came to Bamali, Balikumbat. They are moving along the main streets of these villages, and they are refusing to go to the inner quarters, to the inner land, because they know what will happen to them.
Do we have an idea about the numbers? Because we are hearing of thousands, and we are also seeing their buses that transported them to Bamenda. Do we have an idea of the numbers?
Well, according to the information that is coming in, we learned there are about 800 of those terrorists. I want to tell the people of Ambazonia, we are not interested in numbers. We are interested in action. I want to tell the people of Ambazonia, it is not the number that wins wars. It is your mindset. We have won La Republic of Cameroon already, and the war is being won in our mind before the physical war itself. However, I want to assure you, Secretary Chris, and everyone listening to me, that it will take us 800 puff-con to puff each of these, all these criminals. That is what we will do. We have planted enough puff-con for these criminals. We are ready to make more because we make most of our weapons. Contrary to what these criminals, the spokesperson of La Republic of Cameroon, Army Colonel Atonfak Gemo Research, who is trying to link the Ambazonia Restoration Forces to other forces fighting in Ambazonia, of course, that is fake. He excused to advance such a blatant and cooked up lie in that Ambazonia possess quality firepower. We are seizing those firepower from them. You saw what happened a few days back. We took sophisticated weapons from their hands. Atonfak should tell his government, Atonfak should tell the world that we will take weapons from their hands. We have said we are not going to spend a dime in buying weapons. We would collect weapons from the hands of the ill-trained La Republic of Cameroon forces. And that is what we will do. In fact, we want more of them to come so that we can acquire enough arms to do what we want to do.
So tell us about the civilian situation in Ngo-Ketunjia. Has any been attacked so far?
Yes, I learned they went to Badikumbat and some houses have been ramshackled. Few civilians have been arrested, accusing them of collaborating with the restoration forces. We all know that is fake. They just want to extract money from them. And like I said, the situation is tense. Our civilians have taken their disposition to make sure their life and the life of their family members are secure. But for now, we are just waiting to see what they will do before we take our next steps.
All right. And our restoration fighters, no pity, and the rest, they are all safe?
Yeah, in fact, they are not just safe, they are in good spirit, in high spirits, because they have been waiting for this perfect occasion to end this war.
Wonderful.
We learned General Pierre Semenge will be coming by air. We have sent out an audio yesterday to welcome General Pierre to Semenge in Ngo-Ketunjia.
What is Pierre Semenge going to Ngo-Ketunjia to do, to achieve?
That is what we learned.
He is as good as dead.
That's right, Secretary Chris. You know, La Republic of Cameroon, they are good at propaganda, they are good at intimidation, but Ambazonia have outgrown that. We are living.
The only war that Pierre Semenge fought in his entire career was this November 6th coup d'etat in Yaounde, and all I learned about him was that he found a way to escape.
That's right. That's right. They just want to intimidate our people. We are ready for La Republic of Cameroon. I just want to encourage Ambazonia to think of our nation first. Let us think of our great nation first. People who are fighting for powers, people who are fighting for recognition, people who want to prove that they are the one. We all are Ambazonia. We all have responsibility to free homeland. It is better we come together to fight this common enemy than dividing ourselves to keep ourselves under bondage in the hands of these criminals. These are very critical moments, and we don't want any person to blunder.
All right, thank you, sir. Thank you for the updates. Please stay on top of the story and let's know what is going on there.
Thank you, Secretary Chris.
Thank you. All right, that was Comrade Langme, who is the spokesperson, ladies and gentlemen, for the Ambazonia Restoration Forces, spokesperson for the Ambazonia Restoration Forces. Now, ladies and gentlemen, these are some breaking footages which came in only a few minutes ago of what our brothers and our sisters in La République du Cameroon detention centers they go through. Now, I'd like you to take a look at this. And again, these pictures and videos, footages, they don't look good. I want to pre-warn you before I bring them on. Again, they don't look good. But this is the kind of torture, the degree of torture that our people are made to go through when they are picked up in La République du Cameroon and taken to their detention centers in Yaounde. Take a look. Now the fellow lying there chained behind his back on the ground is an Ambazonian, and I understand that this is happening in Yaounde. This is happening in Yaounde. But that is not all. That is not all, ladies and gentlemen. Now again, look at this one here. Look at how Ambazonians are tortured by French Cameroon soldiers, ladies and gentlemen, in Yaounde. Look at that. And they wonder why we are in arms. Look at that. Okay, that is not all, ladies and gentlemen. That is not all. I bring you more. I think there is one more footage of the same scene. There is one more footage of the same scene, I believe. All right, I can't find that footage now, but I definitely will find it in the course of this broadcast. But ladies and gentlemen, this is what Ambazonians are going through in Yaounde. And this is one of the reasons we are at war with La République du Cameroon. There are people seated out there thinking that we can just sit down and talk with La République du Cameroon and get back together as husband and wife, because that is what they believe we are. They are the husbands and we are the wives. There are Ambazonians, so-called federalists, who are out there thinking that let's just sit down and talk. We can talk and move on. We can talk and live again together. If they are in the habit of torturing, ladies and gentlemen, our people in this manner, torturing our people in this manner, tell me what will happen. What will happen when we go back to live with them? How can we go back living with them with this kind of brutality? Have you forgotten those brutal images emerging from the University of Boya and from, I think it was the gate of CPC Ballet, where French Cameroon soldiers in uniform torture our students almost to death, and they continue to do so for the 5 years of this war with impunity. And somebody thinks that, oh, we should just go sit down and talk to them and discuss with them and move on. It will be worse, ladies and gentlemen. We cannot think about ever going back to live with La République du Cameroon. We can never think of that. We can never think of that. So, again, that is what is happening in Yaounde. These images just came in. I don't have a lot of details about them, but all I can tell you is that this is happening in Yaounde. And you can see that is the French Cameroon army. In fact, I should get the other footage where the young man is really weeping and begging for help. Weeping and begging for help. Ladies and gentlemen, yes, I think I found that footage here. I'd like you to take a look. I'd like you to take a look, ladies and gentlemen. Take a look. Look at that. Look at that. Look at what is going on there. Now, these are Ambazonians being tortured at a police station there in Yaounde. Ladies and gentlemen, again, this is what Ambazonians are going through in that country if you happen to be TikTok. And there is a place called Set. My mother was there, my sister was there, and I can narrate what they went through there. This one will be a tight play. But again, this is one of the reasons we are at war against La République du Cameroon, and this war will not end. Look at how comfortable those policemen are just seated there while their colleagues torture fellow Ambazonians to death, ladies and gentlemen. It is pathetic. It is pathetic. Look at that. Again, ladies and gentlemen, that is dear Cameroon. That is dear Cameroon. And their Ambazonians are tortured to death. Ambazonians are tortured to death in those torture chambers called police stations. Torture chambers called police stations. So, ladies and gentlemen, I hope you get that information. That is what is going on in La République du Cameroon. Ambazonians being tortured in their detention centers to that. Now let me move on. Let me move on and take you to something very, very interesting. Something very, very interesting, ladies and gentlemen. As you find on your screen, lockdown continued. Lockdown continued today, and it continues tomorrow, and then Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday will be uplifted for people to be able to move about, take care of some medication, food, and drinks, whatever that it may be. So far, I think the statement of Barrister Ashu, what's the other name? Barrister Ashu, who appears on Prime Time. Barrister Ashu made a statement the other day on Prime Time and said, when he was asked, who controls ground zero? Who controls ground zero? Of course, let me be very clear to you. This thing has never been about competition between this interim government and any other group. Not at all. We do not do things with a competitive spirit. Absolutely not. We do things when they are necessary. And that is why we set out to order this lockdown. But Ashu made a profound statement when the naysayers said, no, we don't really think, we don't really know who controls ground zero. But Ashu said, well, if you don't know, you will know in the days ahead, and the days ahead are here. And those who went out viciously and with all the energy within them trying to cancel lockdown, sabotage lockdown, They finally remain muted. They are muted, ladies and gentlemen. They are muted because they realize the lockdown is on and Ambazonians are observing it. I was just trying to find out what went on today. It's surprising to me. I haven't seen any footage coming from ground zero today from the lockdown, but information I have investigated says it was shut down. Somebody from Meme says it was total shutdown. Shutdown in Meme. It was total shutdown up in Bamenda. It was shut down according to that information I got from all of Fako. He was not sure about Victoria, but I was told all the way to Tico, it was shut down. So we really want to appreciate your perseverance, ladies and gentlemen, at least those of you who are honoring this lockdown across Ambazonia. We are sending a message to the world that La République du Cameroon doesn't have control over our territory anymore. We are sending a message to the world that Ambazonia slowly but surely are taking over control of their own territory. And this has to continue. The courts, ladies and gentlemen, every single court in Ambazonia must go down. And we are watching. When this lockdown is over, our attention will be focused on making sure that every single court in Ambazonia, still manned by French Cameroon colonial officials, are shut down. It's shut down. Every single court still manned by French Cameroon colonial officials. We're gonna make sure it is shut down, and that will be our main focus after this lockdown. So we want those lawyers and the so-called procureur generals, or what is the other name they give to it? The procureur de gouvernement, or whatever they call it. Maybe Barrister Ansel will teach me how to pronounce that name. I don't know. But there's a name like that. You know, they come to our country and they give us all these their foreign names. You never hear Attorney General in Bamenda, Attorney General in Boya, Attorney General in Fako. No, it's all procureur. Whatever procureur means, ladies and gentlemen, of course I know it is the French meaning for Attorney General. But we are practicing civil law and we don't want to be hearing procureur. When I was young, growing up and hearing that word procureur, I was like, wow, this man must be some humongous guy. He's a procureur. Well, but finally, we're going to get rid. We're going to get rid of them. That is, and in every single court in Ambazonia, we're gonna get rid of your magistrates, get rid of your procureurs, get rid of your clerks until the restoration of our independence. So, ladies and gentlemen, also what we are hearing from here about a few days ago is the defection of French Cameroon terrorist soldier. Now, I'm not going to give you any details about that because we also want to make sure laying down their arms and walking away, they are safe to the destination they are heading to. But the good news is that some are finally laying down their arms in droves and walking away and saying, this war isn't worth fighting. This war isn't worth fighting. We are getting the intelligence. We are talking to some of them, and also I have seen an audio from a reliable source who says even in Bafoussam, some of them have been sent. Those who try to escape, they have been sent to jail. Detainees in Bafoussam are telling us the story that in their centers there are gendarmes, there are armies who try to escape, and they were picked up and they are now in their detention centers. Ladies and gentlemen, this is God's ordained, as people say. And we continue to encourage every French Cameroon army. There is nothing, just nothing in this war that you should die for. There is nothing in that damn country that you should die for. You don't want to die for those old men in Yaounde. You die, you are not dying for your country. You are dying for their children to just grow up, take over, maintain their wealth, their money, and their power. You are not dying to give your children a better future. You are dying to give the children of those ministers in Yaounde, in Paul Biya's family, a better future, a continuity of their power in their wealth. Ladies and gentlemen, this is very, very important. We continue to encourage every French Cameroon fighter in AMBAZONIA. You want to defect? We will help you to defect. You want to walk away? We will help you to walk away. Lay down your arms. Surrender your arms and walk away with your life. When AMBAZONIA is free, we will make you honorary citizens for refusing to kill AMBAZONIANs as you return home, ladies and gentlemen. Please, don't send your family. I want to play this video here, ladies and gentlemen, of French Cameroon, mourning their dead. Again, French Cameroon mourning their death. Look at that, ladies and gentlemen.
Baba ye so mama ya ndi ansisim ye be adi be na menda ma botuma yo bazambe aba ozambe we enyete
again. That is French Cameroon burying their dead.
Baba nga bozambe sai mbete ba ye ketabe paradis baba nga botike yeme zambe mbete ba ye ke jinju ya ba ye yon ala tanemaso ami akesa Bam, anti Jesus Christ, any anatati zamba, a flamine me afu sisi, bita be mi abese, a tata woloji, ya, a kekui, un nometo, oh, ba ye simsa,
oh, ba ye simsa, oh, ba ye simsa, le man bingabo.
And now, ladies and gentlemen, let me also take you to this other footage where I understand this was happening in Yaounde with the reverend gentleman here burying, conducting a funeral to bury their own, their own. At last, Francophones are beginning to mourn. Francophones are beginning to experience exactly what AMBAZONIANs have been going through, ladies and gentlemen, for 4 years. Many of you have listened to this reverend gentleman. I want to paraphrase what this reverend father is saying here. The Reverend Father is presiding over the funeral ceremony for one of the Cameroon soldiers killed, and he is flanked all over the place there by French Cameroon soldiers coming to pay the final respect to one of them. And the Reverend gentleman is sending a message not to those who are there present. He is sending a message to French Cameroon officials. He is sending a message to French Cameroon officials, ladies and gentlemen. And this is what he is saying. This is what he is saying. He says, I wish to plead with you. I wish to plead with you, speaking to the power mongers in La République du Cameroon, including their president. including their president, Paul Biya. The gentleman says, I wish to plead with you, the representative of the armed forces here present, to take this message, a message from affected families, families of the poor. Of course, I said it, families of the poor. Ladies and gentlemen, not families of the rich. Again, he is speaking to the families of the poor, families who have lost their children. Take it to the head of state. He says, take this message to Paul Biya. Take it to him, head of the armed forces, to the Minister of Defense, to all those who matter, to help us not to cry our children again, to stop spilling the blood of these poor people, to stop this deadly war, he says. I'm pleading on behalf of the church and this family that the state of Cameroon has all the necessary means to put an end to this useless war. He says the state of Cameroon has the means and the will to put an end to the useless war, says the Reverend Father. He says, there are other soldiers who fell in Mundemba, who died, he meant to say, in Mundemba. I saw the pictures. He says, they are laying down young soldiers. They are laying down young soldiers. The head of state, he says, should help us not to cry our children again. Send this message, the priest says. Please send this message. Don't stop it. Make sure it reaches the hierarchy. Else, we will continue crying our children. We don't need this war in the northwest and southwest again. The priest says, no, no, no. He says, this is the cry of many families. Because the children who die are children from poor families. The children who die, he says, are children from poor families, ladies and gentlemen. And he continues, I have to say it, the child of a general has never died. The child of a general, he says, has never died. That is a direct rebuke to the powers in that country. The child of a colonel has never died. It's a child of poor families who die. Excuse me, he says, it's the cry of a son of the soil. Let's stop it. Let's stop it. We are all Cameroonians, he says. Let's stop it. Let's stop it. Oh, ladies and gentlemen, you can't withstand the side of this. I'm giving you practically what this reverend gentleman is putting out there. I will continue with my guest right now, and we will get into other issues in the course of this. We still have so much to talk about. Again, I am joined today by Ntumfoin Bo Herbert. Ntumfoin Bo Herbert, sir. It's a great pleasure to have you back. It's been a while. Welcome, sir. Hello, Ntumfoin. I think you are frozen. All right, Ntumfoin is not there right away. Let me turn to Barrister John. It's a pleasure to have you, sir.
Thank you very much, Secretary Chris. Thank you very much for inviting me once more.
All right. Thank you. Thank you. I hope that Ntumfoin is able to connect and
yes, he will. I think he will.
I'm sorry?
I think he will. He will connect, yes.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Thank you again, Barrister John, for joining me. So much has been going on out there. Let us start with this subject that I brought on here a moment ago about finally, French Cameroon families burying their dead as we do ours, as we have done ours for the past 5 years. And I am surprised that they are beginning to shout, end this useless war, stop this useless war. Only the children of the poor are dying. The children of the generals are not dying. The children of the colonels are not dying. Paul Biya's children are not dying. Only the children of the poor. Didn't these people know that in AMBAZONIA, over 30,000 children of the poor have been killed in this war? When they kill 15 of them, 15. Please, Pastor John, go on.
Yes, Chris. I am very, very shocked with the attitude of Francophones. You know, when this war started on us from the 30th of November 2017, and Paul Biya moved a battalion into Manu, they started killing our children. They started killing our children, killed our children all over the place because we were not prepared for war. We didn't have the war materials. Our children had only clubs and cutlasses, and they shot them like animals, killed them. In spite of the so-called Odeshi, they butchered our people, and Manu resisted, and that encouraged us to enter. Since then, they had killed more than 30,000 of our young people, our poor people, our old mothers, our old fathers, our children of less than 4 months old. They have made us, we have cried, and they were laughing. They were laughing, Chris. They were laughing.
Right.
I can remember I was in Douala when this thing started, and they were laughing. They were laughing at us and calling us Ambazozi. Today, it is their turn. Let them cry. Let them cry. You see, I just saw that footage in Yaounde where they're torturing our people. Right. I have changed my thinking. We will enter any of the cities close to us in La Republique.
That is the point. I keep on saying. The moment that we fraternize with their civilians is gone. It's gone. And nobody should tell us, oh, we're trying to defend our territory. That moment is gone. In war, nothing is stable. We have to make changes every time and go to where the enemy is.
Yes. And let me tell you, Chris, if one person, now that they have moved to Tunja, if they shoot one civilian and it falls, we will retaliate even on those who are living on our territory. Francophones are living in Bamenda, living in Dop, living all over the place. We will retaliate. They should know that their citizens are also in the line of fire. If one person again falls in Dop, falls in Gokutunja, falls in Bui, falls in Bamenda, in Mezamo, anywhere in AMBAZONIA, we will follow and retaliate. We have held ourselves for 4 or 5 years. No Francophone has been killed in this war in our territory. The time has come that we will retaliate. This message should go to La Republique du Cameroon. It should go to all the forces that are moved in La Republique, in AMBAZONIA, that we will retaliate.
That is a message, and it is a message. Yes,
that's the message.
And it is a message that every Ambazonian on ground zero should take note. Sometimes this thing should no longer be in the hands of the restoration forces alone. Individual Ambazonians have to begin to take up their own covert operations against some of these people who sit there, mock at us. They never respect lockdowns in ghost towns, and when our people are killed, they hide behind bars, drink and laugh at us. And civilians must start to take up responsibility to evict some of these people in our territory.
And look at the population of Francophones in Kwen. In Kwen, I'm talking about Kwen because I'm from that town, Bamenda. They are there drinking their Tuantrua in the middle of the night, and they don't want to respect ghost towns. We will retaliate if one person again falls, one civilian falls in the hands of La Republique du Cameroon. They can move in thousands of troops of all I care. They had moved thousands of troops to Libyalem, and our field marshal in Libyalem, the field marshal, the king, was able to resist them and took them out. Look, we have Field Marshal No Pity in the northern zone. He will take them out. They have not seen anything yet. They have not cried, oh. They are still to cry. They
No,
are
they have
still
not.
to cry.
They have
They are
not.
still to cry. They are moving in troops. They think that a war is a number of troops. They forget that we're guerrillas.
Right.
And they will not get one of our fighters. But if they touch any civilian, we will retaliate immediately.
Absolutely, that is the case. Now, you
And
talked about...
15 of their soldiers, Chris, 15 of their soldiers fell. They don't know that most of their soldiers have been falling. Why is this 15 so important? Because
Right.
they have planned to go and tell a different story in the United Nations. Now the thing has come public. It is viral. The operation in Sabga has gone viral, and they are crying. They have not cried yet.
I think...
Let this lockdown finishes before we know where we are going. Because this lockdown is not only to show that we control the ground, it's also for our offensive. Let them try.
I think you make a point that I have made somewhere. They are lamenting because images of 15 people dead went out. They have suffered even bigger casualties than that. I look at different locations. The only good thing to their favor was that those guys were never taking videos.
Yeah, and our boys in Dian, led by Field Marshal Ten Kobo, took out 31 in the creeks, and since we don't have connection in that area and so on, they were unable to cry. They don't even know what is going on. They have not seen anything yet. We will do everything for them to continue to cry until whatever happens, this war ends. And we're no longer begging them to come to the negotiating table. We're not.
No, we're not.
We're not. We will
not.
take them out. They are the ones to bring us to that table.
We're not begging them to come to the negotiation table.
Yes, they think that they had the monopoly of heavy weapons. We have now acquired heavy weapons, and let them try it.
And they say they are sending Pierce Menge, almost at this, a man who is as good as dead, to get into Bamenda. What is Pierce Menge going there to do, to dig his grave?
At 85 years old, wearing diaper, and they are managing him as president of the first division football team. He wants to enter the plane, the helicopter, and go to AMBAZONIA. Everybody will come to AMBAZONIA. We are going to bring him down on that helicopter, and he will. Maybe that's the end of him in this world. Let him set foot in AMBAZONIA. I don't even believe that Pierce Menge will accept that kind of an offer.
I really don't think so.
I don't think so. But if he does, he should know that he will not return to Yaounde. He will return to Yaounde in a body bag.
Well, I hope he gets to AMBAZONIA with his body bag too,
Yes.
because there will be no helicopter to take him back to Yaounde. But let's get
How do you bring a man with wearing diapers to come and fight a war at 80 something, more than 85 years old? How?
Right. Well,
they want to dare God. They want to dare God. Let them try it.
Let us get back to this torture subject in Yaounde. I'm hoping that Tumfembo Herbert will reconnect and join us. But again, we look at these images coming from Yaounde, showing our people torture, ladies and gentlemen. That is it. Barrister John, as a lawyer, what do you say about this?
It's crimes against humanity. It's torture. It's torture. And I tell you, this footage will get to the ICC. Look, these are policemen who have been loitering around AMBAZONIA. We're not going to make any difference between police, military, or whatever. Look at what they are doing to our people. And I am calling on our people from those francophone zones to start going home. After this lockdown, they should find a way to go home. Go home. Look at how your brothers have been tortured. Have you seen any Ambazonian restoration force torturing a francophone like this? No, by no means. These are Anglophones in Yaounde. These are Ambazonians in Yaounde and in Douala being tortured in this manner. Look at them. All policemen, La Republic policemen, and torturing. And I hope that our people in Yaounde are seeing this. I hope that the so-called enablers, those of them who are still serving La Republic and talking big, John Gote is in Boya when they are torturing our people in the capital where he lives like this. Shame on him. Shame on him.
It is unfortunate. I don't know who in Ambazonia can be seeing these kind of images and still think that the fight and still think that we're not fighting a just fight. I think everything that we have seen throughout the 5 years of this struggle should tell everybody still standing on the fence that we are in a just fight, because for the 5 years that this war goes on, La République du Cameroon hasn't done one thing, I mean one thing, to resolve this situation. We continue to see images like this on a daily basis.
Look, Chris, I told them in 2018 when I was still on the ground there, we are gone. I don't know what language these people, what do they understand? What do they understand? I sent the message clearly, we are gone. And yet, they continue to fight us. They violate every international convention on the books, and they still want the world to listen to them. They will be going to United Nations to tell lies. I don't see Nigeria supporting them to tell those lies. They will not. Nigeria is big enough to know that it cannot disgrace itself in front of the world. The world is seeing what is happening. The war is on, and we are telling our those soldiers that are coming from La Republic, lay down your arms and take the offer given by new Field Marshal No Pity and Field Marshal the King, that we will help you to go. We will give you free passage. We will treat you fairly and allow you, open the road for you to go wherever you're going. We will help you to arrive at your destination. But those them who are continuing to fight, we will kill all of them. Look, what can we do? We don't have any choice. They came and met us in our territory. They killed 30,000 of our people. What were they thinking? That we would just sit and cry, and they would not be crying. I'm happy that they are crying.
Yeah, I think the crying has only just started. Now, talking about the crying starting, finally, La République du Cameroon put out a statement acknowledging the event at Bamessing in Ngoke, Tunisia. But of course, I'm sure you read that statement. Guess where they attribute the power, the firepower behind.
The firepower. They acknowledge the firepower that we have.
They said this is happening as a result of some foreign support. What do you think they're referring to, Barrister John, as foreign support? Boko Haram?
I don't know what those idiots are referring to. Maybe they are referring to Biafra. Maybe they are referring to Nigeria. Maybe they are referring to Boko Haram. I don't know what they are referring to, but let me say this. We went from clubs and sticks and cutlasses to den guns. From den guns, we went to a few AKs. And we were struggling, and they were killing our people, killing our civilians in the numbers. We have been drafting, and we are arming our people. We have no support from anybody. These idiots don't even know what they are talking about. They don't know what they are talking about. They want to make the world believe that we are terrorists, and we are now hooked to another group of terrorists around the world. They are very stupid. They should have known for 4 or 5 years They should have known that we have no support coming from anywhere. We are doing it ourselves, and we will do it until they run away.
Well,
what have they seen yet? What have they seen yet, Chris? What have they seen yet, Chris? We spend all our earnings here to make sure that our boys get what they want on the ground. And we will continue to do that even for 10 years. We will do that and get these idiots out of our territory. We're no longer calling them to the table, for all I care.
No, we're not begging them to come to table anymore. That moment is over. For those of you watching by way of Facebook, we are sorry. Facebook shut us down a few minutes ago, I guess, because...
Oh, they have?
Yeah, because of those images, I guess, that we have on. But we are back on Facebook, and I see the numbers are jumping back up, close to 700 already. Thank you. Just hit your share button. Let others know we are back on, please. So, but Barrister John, when they say this firepower that Ambazonian restoration fighters are displaying now is coming from some foreign powers. Are they trying to attribute this to Chukwu Ayaba and the Biafras Namdis? Do you see that?
Yes. Listen, Chris. They want to give credence to their partner in crime, Chukwu Ayaba.
Chukwu Ayaba.
Chukwu Ayaba. He was set up by them to go and sign that fake thing with Nnamdi Kanu. They set it up through the French intelligence. We know all that. Then we know all that. They did that. And now they are trying to say, because of, they have given impression to the world that because of that alliance, we have sought to line ourselves with a terrorist group outside of their territory. I don't know which place they call their territory. But they forget to tell the world that we have been drafting since 2019, 2018, 2020, 2019, 2020, 2021. And we will continue to draft. We will continue to fund the struggle. We will continue to make sure that our children have the means to fight. You will not believe this, Chris. Our children, both girls and boys, are on the ground and they are determined. They don't earn a salary. They are all volunteers, and they are determined. The least we can do is to make sure that they are safe, to make sure that they have the weapons, to make sure that if they are wounded, we treat them, to make sure that everybody is doing what it's supposed to do. Look, Cho Ayaba has nobody again on the ground. He used to have criminals going around killing people. We have mastered that. They don't have anybody on the ground. I hear some people calling themselves AMF in Mountain. That group will perish within this week. They don't know what they're talking about.
AMF is a band of robbers, kidnappers, ransom takers.
Yes, those are kidnappers.
Any group wants us to believe they are for this struggle. We want to see exactly where their battles have taken place.
Correct. They have kidnappers. They have kidnappers in Mancon, who are ADF. They have kidnappers in Bafut, who were our restoration forces, and two of them, two generals, have turned into kidnappers. Their main partner in Mancon is called Cross and Die. Let me tell you, La Republic went and killed some in a bar in Tankon. You saw that, Chris, and came and displayed in Commercial Avenue. And they are trying to attribute it, calling them our restoration forces. Our restoration forces don't go stealing cars in town. They don't go drinking. They don't go drinking Trantoir in a bar and dance all night and get drunk. No. Those are the kidnappers. And we will continue to go after them until they leave Ambazonia. They are still there. A few of them are still there. And I tell you, that is the #1 enemy of our people. Our people have suffered.
Yes.
I know of a senior citizen of Ambazonia who died because of these kidnappers. Just recently, about 2 days ago, he died. And I tell you, and he's a university teacher. A university teacher that they kidnapped, took money from him and beat him. He came back and got sick and died.
Now, let's talk about this lockdown a little bit, Barrister John. What do you make of the fact that all those, the Chuku Ayaba and all the enablers, saboteurs who went out with audio messages, I mean, it was essentially a campaign, a spirited campaign to stop the lockdown. Now they're all muted. What is happening?
They are all muted, Chris. They are all muted because they are ashamed. They have lost completely. And from what I'm reading, I don't know whether it's true or not. They are planning a coup d'etat against us and all that stuff. Who are they? What have they not done before that they will do now? They are muted. Ayuk Tabe is muted there in prison. Let him come out of prison first. Cho Ayaba is there hiding in Norway, and he cannot travel anywhere. Look, they can only sit somewhere and make noise. Look at that other stupid one in China. They call Capo Daniel.
Yeah.
All of them. They are now all muted because nobody listened to them. The lockdown is 100%. Even in Paco, where we have a few administrative problems, Paco, Victoria yesterday was completely locked down. It's today that I don't have the footage. Yesterday's footage is clear. It was locked down. I have a classmate of mine who lives in Victoria who told me that Victoria was grounded.
That is Victoria yesterday.
Yesterday, but today I don't know.
Today, I don't know, but I have been told that somebody told me all the way to Tico, Mutengene, it was dead silence. I don't know about Victoria. Maybe in the course of this, we may have some phone calls from Victoria. But Barrister John, let me take you to something else. This is what is happening on ground zero, what La République du Cameroon is trying to do. This is what we have learned. They are going to start killing. They will start killing Ambazonians, young men, randomly, especially those who collaborate with them, like those Chuku Ayaba fighters that you saw paraded at, Finance Junction at Nkwen in Bamenda. Yes. It says, La République du Cameroon soldiers will begin. They will begin to kill these people randomly, then displaying them in public places to scare our fighters, First execution of the plan was what happened in Bamenda, or is what happened in Bamenda last week with the execution of those guys. Plan number 2, their government is advising their workers, civil servants, which means French Cameroon government is advising their workers to remove important files or documents, and documents from their offices. Offices like the Gendarmerie Brigade, the police stations, mayors, colonial DO offices, for fear of attacks. They are being asked to remove important documents from their brigades, their offices, the DOs, the gendarmes, the police, the civil service, because they say, of course the mayors too, they say for fear of attacks, especially with RPGs, and they are advised to do most of the work from home. They are being advised to do most of the work from home in the night and come to their offices just to show off face. That is what is going on in La République, what their civil service is being advised to do. Now, lastly, their soldiers deserting them. What La République du Cameroon is trying to do now to stop their soldiers from defecting, they are sending them envelopes from Yaounde. Unfortunately, you know how corrupt those people are. Some of the envelopes do not even reach the destination. And so it says deserting soldiers pleaded with money and envelopes sent to them from Yaounde, and some melted on the way. That is what is going on, the new tactics that La République du Cameroon is trying to apply. I was also told very reliably, now, if you are an Ambazonian restoration force or fighter out there, listen to me carefully, even you, the civilians. We are being told that what La République du Cameroon is doing now is they are having their soldiers dressed like towels, like this Nigeria calls them area boys. They call it area boys. So they're having them dressed with this all chopped about jeans trousers, and then they dye their hair, walk the neighborhoods, look like, you know, boys in the neighborhood, but they are there to look out for who is an AMBA supporter, an AMBA fighter, to then track them down, get them killed. Ambazonian restoration fighters, listen to me, that is the appearance of French Cameroon forces within, especially in the urban areas. That's what is happening. They were dressed like, you know, we'd call them pack boys in Ambazonia. I like the Nigerian way of calling it area boys. They put on this all chopped jean pants or khaki pants, trousers I mean to say, and then roam the street with dyed hair to look like anybody else, so that they are not detected. Ambazonia restoration forces should take note of this before they fall into any of them, and civilians in the quarters should also take note of this before they fall victim. This is what is happening. They are trying every dirty tactic in the book to kill our people.
Now, Chris, let me say this. Our Ambazonia restoration forces live in their quarters, in their villages. They know everybody. They see a strange face, they will take you down. They know. La République has tried this before. This is not the first time. Let them try all the tricks on the books. We are there. Our restoration forces will respond appropriately. If they think that they can just come to Bamenda or wherever and spray bullets on people all over the place without any response, look, it will not happen. Let it happen. Let me see. Our boys are there. They have the appropriate weapons to bring them down. And look, Chris, you go to any village, you see our restoration forces. All the villages in all the 13 counties, we have our restoration forces. They know who is who in their village. So if they see a strange character, they know that they have to take him down. They must take him down. They don't even ask questions. These are trying times. They must take them down. And secondly, Chris, when they send those kind of messages, talking about civil servants taking documents from their offices and carrying them home and only show up, is there any civil servant francophone living in Bamenda or living in any of our villages where you have their francophone so-called lots and working from the sous-prefecture's office or gendarmerie or whatever, living in the quartier, that our people don't know? We know every one of them, and those our restoration forces know them one by one. Them try. If you are coming back from work and we'll see you with a file or we'll see you with a bag full, and look, they will be monitored and brought down. Let me send this message to La République du Cameroon that your civil servants, you have put your civil servants in the line of fire and they will get the fire. Let them try it. Look. Let them go to sous-prefecture and see whether it's still standing. Let them go to Balikumba sous-prefecture and see whether it's still standing. Let them go to Oku sous-prefecture and see whether it's still standing. Look, they forget that no pity is now a field marshal for not only from Gokutunja but for the northern zone.
Yes.
And he has a battalion. He has a battalion that he is commanding. And their special forces, they can go anywhere in the northern zone. They can act anywhere. They can do whatever they have to do. Let La Republic get that message. They're there waiting for them. Let them. They have moved them into Ndop. They are so cowardice to go into people's homes and ramshackle, take people's money, carry them, arrest some people to go and take money. These are people who have no qualms. Their relatives are crying at home, and they are there doing that. They will come back in body bags. They will come back in body bags. If anybody thinks that you can make a civil servant run away with scientific documents, we will get those documents and burn them. We will blow down the subprefecture where they are working. We look, all administrative offices, gendarmerie posts, police posts, and all this, and the courts are all legitimate targets now. Let them know that they want to fight. The fight is on. The fight has started. They were killing us. There was no fight. So now there's the fight.
Barrister John, I have a security alert that I want to stop this and bring to Ambazonians
Yes,
first. This is very, very critical. This is very, very critical if you live in Kambe. In Kambe, this is about you, and this concerns a quarter in Kambe that is called Binju. A quarter in Kambe called Binju Quarters in Kambe town. Now, this is the information just coming in. It says an alarm has been raised of a certain Valentine Bongma, the pastor of Baptist Church Binju Quarters in Kambe town, who has been armed by La République du Cameroon, by La République du Cameroon military. He is working with a group of Mbororos, moving from house to house and from neighborhood to neighborhood, pointing out houses of southern Cameroonians for arrest and execution. Again, this is a security alert. It's a well-calculated plan with the help of the mayor of Nkambe town, Juan Musa Shea Info, and Ngala Gerard. We are informing the fake pastor. Now, I'm just reading what is sent to me here. And again, this is coming from a reliable source. And this is coming from Dongamantung County officials. They say they are informing the fake pastor Valentine Bongba and his group that we know their moves and their whereabouts. It's just a matter of time for us to reach them. It's just a matter of time for the restoration forces in the Dongamantung, in Kambe, precisely to reach them. Again, Barrister John, this just came in, and it is surprising that this is happening with a pastor who's supposed to be a man of peace, preaching the word, but being armed by French Cameroon military, conniving with Mbororos, going neighborhood to neighborhood, tracking down Ambazonia restoration fighters and civilians to be killed. This is very strange. Barrister John, please.
Yes, it is very strange, and I'm not surprised. You know, pastors are human beings like me and you, and they are susceptible to do this kind of things. He probably has been bought over by La République du Cameroon, given arms, given money, and he decides now to betray not only the people of Kambe but his Christians, because he is a Baptist pastor, if I understand, living in a community of Christians in that village, and if he can take up arms and follow Mbororos and go pointing people's homes, I would argue that he's no longer a pastor but an armed enabler of La République du Cameroon, and our forces in Dongamantung should look for him and take him down, look for them and take them down so that our people can have some peace. And this thing is happening during a lockdown that they're supposed to respect. How do they allow him move around so easily? Our restoration forces to go after them. That is all I can say about that, Chris, because I don't think his head is still a pastor. He may be a pastor by name, but he's not a pastor. He's somebody else, a devil that has been dressed up like a pastor to go killing people.
All right, Barrister John, I'm sorry with the distraction here. We are talking and information is coming in, and
Yes,
sometimes I just have to
we're in hard
try to
times.
figure out.
We're in hard times. The information can come every time, so keep tracking.
Yes. I was just listening to a piece of information. I think somebody is reporting that a convoy of I think they said 25 or 125. One of those, I didn't get it quite right. A convoy of military entering the town. I don't know which town they are referring to. My guess is the convoy is entering Bamenda. So please, if you are in the city of Bamenda, please lock yourself indoors. Lock yourself indoors and stay indoors. Let them enforce our lockdown on our behalf. And if you are at Ngoke Tunja, please look for a hiding place, stay there. Barrister John, today was a day of speech making at the United Nations.
Yes.
And Joe Biden, U.S. President, managed to insert a mention of La République du Cameroun in his speech. Let's take a look. Let's listen to what Biden said, please. Let's listen to what Biden said in his speech at the United Nations. At the United Nations.
I wish Bo Herbert was listening.
Yeah, I wish I don't know what happened to Bo. He got frozen. I've tried to reach him back, but he's just not reconnected yet. But let's listen to what Joe Biden said this morning at the United Nations.
Individuals, so they can live and love openly without fear, whether it's Chechnya or Cameroon or anywhere. As we steer our nations toward this inflection point and work to meet today's fast-moving, cross-cutting challenges, let me be clear.
All right. You heard Joe Biden mention Cameroon there in a very dishonorable manner. But he didn't talk about the conflict.
No.
In Cameroon or in Ambazonia. He mentioned LGBT, that is a gay and lesbian movement. And then he mentions Cameroon, of course, not Ambazonia. I don't know whether he was just being subliminal in not mentioning the real problem in that country, or he really meant going after that country for their treatment of the LGBT group. What is your thought there?
Yes, my thought is that Joe Biden did not want to bring the conflict in the General Assembly as such. And secondly, he used the LGBT people to pass the message of a reckless regime, La République du Cameroun. What he's actually doing is laying the groundwork for what is going to happen in La République du Cameroun. Listen, I'm not going to go further than that, because I am told that he made another statement in the Security Council. That was a little bit more than what we have heard.
Oh, that was today?
I think yesterday. Dr. Ngay will be able to tell us, because we hear that he mentioned something like that coming through Dr. Ngay. Dr. Ngay will be able to tell us later on, Chris. But let me say this. Joe Biden is a shrewd politician. He has just mentioned Cameroon so that they know that if something is happening in Cameroon, they should know that it is real. They should know that America is not watching. America is watching very carefully. He didn't want to bring the conflict to the General Assembly, but he has introduced it, and he has said something a little bit more in the Security Council. But let's wait and see at the end of this day and analyze what he has said in the two instances and see where we are. But the whole world is watching what is happening in La République du Cameroon. Let La République du Cameroon come there and lie, Chris, and lie that the war is over. They are only doing what you call cleanup of criminals that are cutting people's heads and stealing people's money. That's what their speech, that the advanced speech said. I hope they have withdrawn that speech and they have another one. Hey, Chris. Volume. Yes.
Yes. Give me a second here. Barrister John, give me a second here. We're going to take a short break out. Somebody is trying to send something here. We will get back right away. Stay put, please. Ladies and gentlemen, fellow Ambazonians, it is about the slow but sure depletion, if not stopped. Please listen once more. This is the moment to rise up and save what remains. Like Pontius Pilate, the Vice Chancellor is fast trying to wash his hands. Ambazonians, if God forbid we fail in this war, they will take back everything they have allowed us to manage. We must remain steadfast or lose the war. They sold our institutions and our resources for positions, for money, for power, and for influence. Why we fight to recover it all? We must not allow such enablers continue selling us. We must neutralize their plans, and if need be, neutralize them too. From today, we declare an end to these permanent military, gendarmes, or police checkpoints in all of Ambazonian streets and roads. It is therefore incumbent upon us to stop tomorrow's murder today.
This is the state of the struggle with your anchorman Chris Yaounde, Ambazonia's spokesperson.
All right, Barrister John, that was another breaking story coming in from our intelligence source in Libialem. He was actually calling in, and again, this is our intelligence from Libialem, who is embedded within French Cameroon army. Listen to what he just sent to me. If I made a phone call while we were still talking, I couldn't pick the call, and I got back. He says, yes, we have about 8 Bs. 8 Bs. We don't know their whereabouts. That is in Libialem. We have about 8 Bs. We don't know their whereabouts. Now, he is trying to confirm that many of their soldiers are defecting. Then you write, as I write now, the Noble Brigade in Mok, Mok is in Libialem, that is Portasong's area. He said, as I write now, the Noble Brigade in Mok is under a serious attack. It's under a serious attack, I guess, by the Red Dragons. He says, I just wanted to alert you that I am online. Okay. So that is the information, the breaking information emerging from the BLM, ladies and gentlemen. 8 Bs, 8 Bs. Now remember, the person sending us this information is a B. So you say 8 Bs have vanished. 8 bills have vanished, disappeared from among them in the BLM. And as we speak, there is a serious fight going on in their camp in Mokbi, which is also in the BLM. That is what is going on. Fighting going on there with 5 bees disappearing. They don't know where they are, defecting. Please, we continue to make the appeal. We continue to make the appeal to every French Cameroon soldier fighting in Ambazonia or sent to Ambazonia. Please, you should not be fighting. There is no reason you are fighting. But Mr. John, I give you the final say on the subject.
Yes, Chris. Let me say this: is mock in a law?
Yes, correct.
Yes, because they are in Menji and in a law. That's what
You're
I
right.
know. Yes, let me tell you, those people they have been locked in for a very long time because they know that they show their head out. The Field Marshal would take it out, would pick it up. So they are now gradually escaping for safety. I just hope that they leave their weapons wherever they are so that we can collect. We need those weapons. I should very well know, BLM has been liberated since, except for those 2 little camps, one in Menji, one in Alo. And I don't know, the Field Marshal knows at what time he will take them all out. But if you go to BLM today, there is no civil service, there is no administration, there is no government schools and teachers and government teachers. There's nothing. The only thing remaining are those 2 military camps, one in Menji, one in Alo.
Correct. And there is one in the Azi.
Oh, okay. There's another one in Azi. If
Yeah,
they are clever,
the biggest one is in Menji. Second biggest is Azi.
Okay. If they are clever, they should start just going them. Because the days ahead are going to be very, very, very telling. They should start going. Those 8 Bs have taken the right decision. I hope the others will follow.
Let's hope so. Let's hope so. Let's hope that the rest learn the lesson and escape. You have not been hearing a lot about Field Marshal recently, but I can assure you they are preparing.
Well, we have
They are
heard
preparing. And the next fight will get those camps in Menji, in Azi, and in Mok out of the BLM for good.
Yes,
So,
I have listened to his video, and he is very much in command, not only of BLM but of the Southern Zone. The days ahead are going to be very, very, very tough for La Republic of Cameroon.
they definitely will be, Barrister John. Unfortunately, again, we just didn't get Bo Herbert to log back in. But
Because
I like you to, please, Barrister John, listen to this. Listen to this. You will recall, I think it was last Sunday, and this fake barrister, a barrister who has never won a single case, talking about Barrister Wu Emmanuel in Salai, the man who has been chased out of the California courts. He was on your CRTV and posturing as this expert in law who is doing everything, to torment and to get these separatists in the diaspora arrested. Listen to him. We're going to come to that.
Once more, Mandela. Now, we're moving to a second topic, a separatist in diaspora, the legal manhunt, and the person who is said to be one of the leading lawyers.
Separatists in the diaspora with a legal manhunt. You would think that he is capable of it, right? Let's go.
Yes.
Let's listen.
We're coming back to you. So before we left, to look at what the newspapers reported, there were two schools of thought here. So one person said they should be included. Another person said these guys are self-proclaimed leaders. They don't represent anything. When you meet them, when you want to talk with them, when taking them to court, do you think there is a third? There can be a third option to bringing them to reason, to think, to look at the situation back at home?
There's possibly a third option, but there's the option I prefer, and the option I prefer as a legal mind is that because they're in violations of so many laws, so many criminal laws of in the United States, their host country, so many international laws, that they should be properly criminally prosecuted, so that those in the future know that whatever rights you want to have politically, there's a proper way to do about it. You don't have to do about it by violating the human rights of innocent populations. You don't have to do about it by conspiring to commit crimes, conspiring to destroy property, to kill people. So the option I prefer and the option I hold, and the option I think will work and has started working, is pursue them civilly and criminally. File the criminal complaints against them, report them to the law enforcement, and do the necessary follow-up legal work, public relations work, so that eventually they are arrested. I think it's a matter of when, not if.
And that's what I'm asking, when, because America is said to be a state of law, they're against terrorism, yet we see people you call suspects killing back at home. They're going down the streets there, nothing to bother about.
That's the most unfortunate thing, that the U.S. is supposed to be a nation of laws, but they're not applying their own laws to the separatists residing in the United States, and that's the saddest thing of all. But we have to put this in perspective. If you look at something, the Black Lives Matter movement, BLM, why did the black African Americans revolt and had serious riots for days and weeks? It's because even when African Americans were killed and died, there was a negligence in prosecuting those that killed blacks. So to the United States, Cameroon is on the lower spectrum of priorities. So if there...
Well, Barrister John, this gentleman is back there in La République du Cameroon, apparently looking for, submitting another budget for more lawsuits to which he has not won a single one. He has never, you sued me in California about 3 times or 4 times. I have never set foot there in California, talk less of being in any court. He has never won in. He sued Tapang Ivo. You know what? The court turned around and billed him, charged him. I think it was close to $6,000 for filing frivolous lawsuits. He is now trying to rush to Washington, D.C. with the other series of laws. This guy has never won. For the time I've known him, he has never won a single case. This is an opportunist who is just sucking money out of La République du Cameroon, who will gladly give. Do you know this guy, Barrister John, as a lawyer?
No, I don't know him, but let me say this, Chris. I doubt what quality of lawyer this guy is. I doubt what quality of lawyer he is. He looks at this at the symbol of liberty in the United States, in New York, even in California. All those symbols are all over. This is a free country where freedom of expression and freedom of association is guaranteed. Nobody among us in the United States has violated any law of the United States. Look, the United States government know that we have a right to self-determination, and that we have families back there, and we have a right to protect them. This guy does not even know that it is his government that he is draining dry that started a war against us, and we are only defending ourselves. This guy, you call him a lawyer, is not capable of analyzing A and B. He has lost all the cases he has filed because he's not worth the salt. Let him bring his cases to Maryland and see how he will go through it. Ebini will know better because Ebini has filed a criminal complaint against our people in the Attorney General's Maryland Attorney General's office, and he was thrown out. So this guy is no lawyer. He is there to take money from La Republic of Cameroon to come and continue to live part in the United States. He has no law firm in the United States. I don't know how the United States will rely on a con man like this who passes for a lawyer. Because this boy has no law firm, he has not won a single case, and he has earned more than $1 million from the Cameroon government.
Yes.
And I tell you, so whatever he's saying, all that rubbish that he's talking is because he does not even know how the United States function. And now he is a U.S. citizen. I would imagine he's a U.S. citizen and doesn't even know the tenets of the United States Constitution: freedom of expression, liberty, the right to assemble, the right to do, as long as you stay under the law, as long as you respect the law. This guy goes around suing people, putting up frivolous criminal complaints and suing people. I want to remind him that he is not worth a lawyer, and we're waiting for him in Maryland if he plans to come. He should talk to Ebini before he comes, because Ebini tried and failed. So, Chris, don't bother about him. He's trying to get money from La Republique.
You know what is going to happen, but it's very soon we will start turning the heat upon him. If he doesn't realize, if he doesn't realize that what he is doing is character assassination. You know, this guy has written letters all the way to the senator up in New Hampshire, the congressman in New Hampshire, on my person. He has written to here to the congressmen and the senators in Texas on my person. Essentially character assassination. Things that the courts have said, you can't sue this guy. We will soon turn the heat. We will soon turn the heat against this guy and others like him.
Correct. Because those documents, I hope you are keeping them. I hope you are tracking them, because we will use that to sue not only him, but sue La Republique du Cameroon and him. We need a deeper pocket. This guy is not a lawyer that settles and makes money, that you can get a judgment against him and quickly execute. What we will do is that we will sue along with La Republique du Cameroon and serve the embassy and serve him. Let him continue to valligant all over the United States and making noise. He is a lawyer in California. I don't know how he got to the bar of California, but he is there. And
I don't think he has an office.
He has no office. He's hanging around.
All that he has is a nice website. And a nice website presents him as this gigantic law firm in California. And he fronts for all this big, he's a fraud.
And giving a wrong address of a reputable law firm where they allow him to come and work on a sharing of expenses basis. You know that you can do that. He has that address and is parading it all over the place as if he's a big time lawyer. He is what I don't know how they call them, cut and nail lawyers in the United States. I don't know why. I don't know how they make their money. But he makes his money by defrauding La Republique du Cameroon. He can afford to fly to La Republique du Cameroon on their charge, fly back, and because he is a son of a Betty woman who happened to have married the late Minister Salai and had him. That's Salai's first son. And he wants us to believe that he is a lawyer. Well, let him come to Maryland and sue.
Somebody says all what he has is a mailbox.
Yes, he has sued in California and lost. Let him come to Maryland and lost, and also lost. His losing trick is mounting, and nobody worth his salt will brief him to sue anybody because
He
he
is
has not
out of
won one.
options. He is
He's
out of
running out of
options.
options.
Now, if
La
you
Republic
listen
is
to him, if you listen to him in that footage that we just showed here, he is saying that he has won some cases, and he's actually citing those the three Ambazonians who were recently indicted in the DC as some of
He's
his
not even
victory.
a lawyer. He's not a prosecutor. He's not even a lawyer for any of those three. He's
Right.
citing them. Where did he win the case? Was he the one? Is the FBI that arrested our people in is it 2009 or
2019.
2019 or 2018? I don't know which year. And the people they have their individual lawyers. This man is not a lawyer of any of them. And those people, a lot of them have entered plea bargains. And the three who have been prosecuted were still to see what will happen. But let me tell the world that Sadler is not connected to that case in any shape or form.
Well, Barrister John, it's been a long time. Let's see if we can open the phone lines and hear what is happening
On ground zero.
On ground zero. Ladies and gentlemen, I will now open the phone lines, but please remember, before you call, make sure that your your TV set, the volume of your set is tuned down. Make sure the volume of your set is tuned down before you call. We'd like to give opportunity to as many callers as possible. So please, again, make sure the volume of your set is tuned down before you call, and you have the phone number right there on the screen. So we want to hear from ground zero about lockdown and what is going on. What is going on ground zero? Barrister John, why we expect the calls to come in? Let's talk a little bit again about these desertions coming from all over the place. Desertions in Bamenda, desertions in the BLM, desertions by Cameroon soldiers. Do you still, is there any morale left in these fighters?
No. These guys from day one knew that they were fighting a dirty war, but they did not expect it to get to this level. So any young boy, young girl that is being sent by La République de Cameroon on the war front knows that there's a 75-25 chance that he's going to be killed. Would you want to walk into a death trap? I don't think so. These young people are taking their responsibility to save their lives. And we have a moral duty to give them a safe passage and show them how to leave the place, how to leave Ambazonia and not go into La République, but go somewhere else where they can settle, where they can continue their life. A lot of these soldiers, a lot of them are in Mexico right now. You know, that Mexico road to get to the United States has become very, very, very inaccessible, Chris. But they are there in Mexico. More than 600 of our people are in Mexico. When I mean our people, I'm including La République de Cameroon and the Ambazonians who are hanging there in Mexico, waiting to cross. So where we will push them, a lot of them are in Mali, a lot of them are in Benin, a lot of them are in Burkina Faso, a lot of them are in
a lot of them in Ghana, equally, and Cote d'Ivoire.
In Nigeria, even they are there.
Yes.
So we have a moral duty to get them out.
Let's get to the first caller here from ground zero. Hello, sir.
Yeah, good evening, Secretary Chris.
Good evening, sir. May I know where you are calling from, please?
I'm calling from Victoria.
from Victoria. That is good to know. Tell us what is going on in Victoria.
Yeah, Secretary Chris, Victoria is still proving tough and stubborn. Yesterday, Victoria tried to respect the ghost town, normal Monday ghost town day. But today, all activities were open in Victoria. Victoria was as free as a bird. Everything was just moving normal in Victoria. So Victoria is still proving very tough.
Okay.
I think you're getting me.
I'm getting you. And what do you think is the reason, sir?
Yeah, the reason is that Victoria have been bought. Victoria have been sold to Francophones. You know, all the administrators, the top high-ranking administrators from SDO to DOs, region commander, commandant, everything, all are Francophones in Victoria. They are here in Victoria like wild, wounded lions. They go to villages at time with their DO to collect monies from these guys who manage themselves on petrol business. Last week, they collect 40 million in 3 villages.
40 million. How did you know that?
Don't worry. After this, I will call you. I will give you more details. I can't tell you a single line. I've been long in this struggle from SCNC up to now. So anything I tell you, no, is fact from the ground. I will not profit anything to tell lies.
Mm-hmm.
If the day I will open up and give you what is going on in Victoria here, it's a mess. It's a taboo. So I don't know, as you guys are there, because what again I've realized is it seems like our restoration forces here in FACO, there are some infiltration among them. So things are not working in FACO because Victoria really need a shake-up so that everybody will go down on his knees.
All right.
I'm telling you. Yes.
All right.
So that's what I want to tell you. I will find time, I will make time a day, I will call you, I will give you more details, information, what is going on in this Victoria.
I'll be waiting for that. I'll be waiting for that. And how about other parts of FACO today? Motengene, Tiko, Boya, what have you heard?
I learned, I'm in Victoria, but I learned from other friends that Motengene was okay, Tiko was okay, part of Boya too was okay, but the other part too was functioning.
Yeah.
So that's the information I got.
And that's exactly what I got also. Parts of Boya down to Tiko, they were all shut down.
Yeah.
Yes.
All right. Thank you for that information. I'm waiting for your call for that for those details.
Okay.
All right. Thank you. I know that lots of people out there have cried foul about FACO, ladies and gentlemen. I can assure you, things happen and you will learn. This government, this interim government will arrest the situation in FACO. I can assure you that we are very much aware of what is going on there. The defiance against lockdowns and even ghost towns in Victoria in particular. This interim government will arrest that situation. May not be today, may not be tomorrow, but I can assure you that situation will be taken care of. If francophones can move into Victoria and think that they can dictate the pace of life and events in that city against Ambazonians fighting for their freedom, we are going to tell them, sons of the land, sons and daughters of the land, we will take control of that land. And if it means sending them out of Victoria, I can assure you that will happen. That will happen. Let me get back to the phones. Hear the phones ringing. So rest assured, ladies and gentlemen, that FACO will be taken care of. Hello.
Yes. Hello?
Hello.
Yes, I'm calling from Maryland, Secretary Chris.
Okay, what is your contribution, sir?
My contribution, I want to start by appreciating you for the wonderful job you are doing. I can just say you are the man that God has ordained, you know, to direct us, to take us to Boya. And I want to say, Secretary Chris, I am praying for you with everything I have. I get up at 3 o'clock, midnight, to pray for my family, and I kneel down to pray for you. I can promise you never be tired because we look up to you. You are the man of the people. I can tell you, you are the Nelson Mandela of our time. Keep this fight. I appreciate Barrister John. He is a man too that's coming after you, a man of his word as well. I appreciate our president, Secretary Chris. I want to tell you, I can drink medicine. I can swear for you, the president, and Barrister John, that three of you are the real people God has ordained for this struggle. Keep doing what you are doing. I can fight and die for you. You guys, we are by you. We are standing by you. Keep doing the great job. Never get tired. Because when we get up every day and look at you guys on that screen fighting for us, we have hope. And we are behind you with everything we have. Just keep doing the thing you're doing. Is the right thing. I got the right information today because I get up, I check from Bamenda down to Kambe, Libya, even down to Victoria. I check every morning from my sources. Actually, what you were saying, they said that Boya today have from Boya down to Tico, Motengene Tico, everything was great. But Victoria was, they're still stubborn. But there is hope, Secretary Chris. Having you guys out there encouraging everyone, there is hope. All I can say is, let us stand by you people and continue to draft. This is a time to give in everything because we are winning.
Right.
We are winning. This is the time to draft everything we have. This is a time to buy our life, to buy our land. This is a time to stand up. Seeing the momentum is on our side. This is a time that every Southern Cameroonian have to give. Give as if this was the last bread they depend on to breathe. This is the moment. And everything should forget. Everybody should forget about whatever people are saying, talking. This is a time. Now or never. Let us draft. People should double their CDI. They should double the citizenship. Pay $50, pay $100, pay $1,000 according to what you earn. This is a time, Secretary Chris. I just want to also say that we are so proud of our restoration fighters in ground zero. They are doing a fabulous job. These guys are marvelous. These guys have metaphosized to something wonderful. I want to encourage them. They are doing a fabulous job. We are praying for them. And we were saying that we will never stop supporting. We are ready to do anything as we see Secretary Chris, Barrister John, and the President being an example for us to follow. You are our hope. Keep doing what you are doing. We are behind you, sir.
All right. Thank you, sir. Thank you.
Long live the restoration forces. Long live Secretary Chris. Long live Barrister John. And long live our President. And short live the struggle.
Okay, that was something else. Thank you for the call, sir. I appreciate all the compliments. God bless you. Yes, Barrister John, go on, please.
Yes, I was going to talk about FACO. I would say that it is in all revolutions, whether it's Eritrea or South Sudan or wherever, the capital territory has always been a difficult place to take. So I'm suspecting that the last battle will be in FACO. And our people should know that, at least for now, parts of FACO are listening. Victoria will be our last battle. Thank you very much.
All right. Let's get to our next caller here. Hello.
Hello, Secretary Chris. Good afternoon to you all.
Good afternoon, sir. May I know where you are calling from, please?
I am calling from Ohio, Columbus.
All right. And what is the contribution?
I just wish to play a very short audio here that came in from a friend too I have friend within the circle in the B, and it is a lamentation. I will just play it very short, and we'll do our analysis from there if you permit.
Why not just summarize for us? We need others to be able to call. Just tell us what he is saying in the message.
So he calls, he made an audio, especially I think this came up after the last attack. And he's lamenting in the audio and saying they had already signed honor a fidelity, and this is what they have to go through. That he thinks the war is and has nothing to do with the B. That they are just doing what they were recruited to do. But he strongly thinks they have no business in this whole issue, and it is something political. And he's sending and sounding a message back to those above him, and he doesn't mind if he gets apprehended, but he is just passing a message across that they have to pull out. They don't take care of them, and he cites a situation where he was sent out to an international mission, and he came back, met his family. They were almost evicted from the house, no rent. He can't even boast of that. And his lamentation is, even though they're bringing the army into this, they are not happy, and at the same time, the government doesn't even care if they kill them or not. He cites a very pathetic situation
where is he based?
What's that again?
What county is he based? Or is he in La Republique?
This is a La Republique B who sends out an audio in distress.
Okay.
And yeah, so he feels like even the attack that lastly took place, that each time they are attacked and killed, their bosses will always say they went out and drank. They were they went out looking for women. So they will throw all these curses on them, and so they are losing the morale. That is a simple message. These guys are out there in fear. They don't even know exactly where their lives will end. Like I think they need some education to know that there is no reason for them to fight, because
they don't need any education. They see their friends. Thank you for the call. They see their friends dying. They see that Ambazonians did not provoke war, and they know that there is absolutely no reason for them to be fighting. They should use their judgment to lay down their arms and walk away. Just walk away. If you need to walk away and you need help, let us know. Let us know. We will definitely help you to get out of there. We will make sure you have a free passage in Ambazonia to get out of Ambazonia or out of La Republique du Cameroon. We will help you get out. If you can lay down your arms, go away. All right. Let's get to the next caller here quickly. Please, we don't accept video calls. Call us by way of audio, not videos. Okay. Hello. Hello.
Hello, Secretary Chris.
Yes, sir. Good evening. Good evening, sir. Where are you calling from?
Yeah, I'm calling from Douala.
Okay, so that is in La Republique du Cameroon.
I was trying to say that I have some important discussion with you, if I may call you after the scene, so that we should discuss some strategic call.
Okay. You drop me a message. Drop me a message after you drop the call, and once I'm chance, I give you a call. Hello. All right. Thank you.
Okay. Thank you.
All right. Okay. The phones are busy. Hello.
Yes, hello.
Hello.
Yes, hello.
Yes, where are you calling from, please?
I'm calling from Ground Zero.
What county?
Donga Mountain County.
Donga Mantung County. And how about, do you have any knowledge about the Breaking news I put up a few minutes ago about a Baptist pastor who is armed with mbororos and going neighborhood to neighborhood attacking Ambazonians.
I have no idea, sir.
Okay. What is your contribution?
So it's just that we keep struggling. You know that hard work is what we need now, and we have to advise and not pity to be very careful. You know that if no pity happens to fall, then many things others will be weak, and so we have to secure security, sir.
All right, thank you. We hear you, and you can trust that everybody is advising him to be discreet to make sure that his safety comes first. All right, let's go to Germany. Hello.
Hello, Secretary Chris. Good evening.
Good evening,
this
sir.
Is Chris. I'm calling from Germany. My name is Chris.
Okay.
I thank you guys for the good job you are doing at the level of the IG. We appreciate you people a lot. I have a question, and before going to my question, I want to make this statement. I think most of Ambazonia who are maybe in Europe and America, they should know that countries in Europe and America, they fought to get to the level that they are today. America fought to have this independence that those who are in America are enjoying it today. Even Ambazonians who are there are enjoying this freedom. It is the time for Ambazonia to fight for their own freedom now. This is the moment, not any other time. Right. So it baffled me when there is a war draft like now and people are not able to contribute for this war draft. But when I look at ground zero, we see people on ground zero, they spend at least on normal month, they've spent at least 4 days without going to work. We have at least 4 Mondays every month. But people in the diaspora, they cannot spend their 1 day's salary to contribute for this struggle, to contribute for the fighter. So my question to the both of you, Barrister John and the youth secretary, is at independent, because our independence is definite, nothing will stop our independence. At independent, will those people in the diaspora, especially America, Europe, Australia, who were not contributing, participating in this struggle, the Ambazonia, will they have an easy ride in Ambazonia after just a few people have struggled to attain this independence? That's my question.
Thank you. I will allow Barrister John to take that question. Thank you for the call.
Well, Barrister John. Chris, that is a very important question. Anybody living in the diaspora, including me and you, Chris, you know that me and you were not earning anything much, but we make the sacrifice. Now, any Ambazonian who is living in the diaspora and is not drafting, the word draft, it means that you must take part in the fight. You are taking part by giving money, and our people on the ground are taking part by suffering. Our restoration forces are taking part by fighting. If you are not drafting, meaning that when you arrive, when we have our independence and you come to the port of entry, whether it's Chico, the capital, the international airport of Chico, we will ask you to pay us 10 times what you were supposed to have drafted. I don't know whether you are getting me. You pay 10 times. And even then, you have demonstrated that you were not patriotic, that you were only waiting to take advantage of others who have fought for you to get to ground zero, to get to Ambazonia. Therefore, you will be noted and they will take your 10,000 and you are a free Ambazonian. The rest we will handle by the laws of Ambazonia. What happens to those who, for some reason or the other, have not been drafting? I'm talking about only those in the diaspora. Our people on the ground are not required to draft because they are already suffering. They are already drafting. They have given their lives.
All right.
And and the fighters have given the supreme sacrifice, which is either you live or you die. But those of us in the diaspora, you have no reason not to draft. You have to go to your
absolutely.
LGA. You have to go to your LGA. Go to your LGA and draft, and it's only $1,000 a year, which all of us can afford.
Absolutely, Barrister John. Thank you for that. We hope that every Ambazonian, those who thought they could sit at the fence, will begin to realize that we have gone too far to think that we're going to turn back and go back to Cameroon. And if you really want to be part of Ambazonia that we are fighting for, the moment is now for you to step out, show yourself, pay your money. And nobody is saying bring the money to the interim government. We are saying take the money, identify your LGA, where you come from, where you originate from, pay your money there, because we have restoration fighters in every county and every LGA, and show your support there. All right, let's get to the next caller here. All right, let me see. Hello.
Yes.
Hello.
Yes. Can you hear me?
I can hear you now, sir.
Okay, good. First of all, I want to thank you all for your the wonderful work that you're doing, Barrister Fulgen. First, I've been listening. I just want to find out if what we hear about that, say for example, our supporters, our fighters on the ground, Field Marshal No Pity, that they are doing very well now because of support, because of foreign support. Could that be, say for example, just last week, this interim government raised the sum of about 15 million francs or $30,000 in the space of about 3 hours. Could that foreign support be referring to the support from diaspora?
I think you're making a point. I think you're making a point there, and that would be a very smart one, because I think Barrister John Ladapoplic is finally acknowledging that the diaspora is actually funding this war, because in time past they wanted everybody to believe that these guys on the ground are just misguided fellows. Diaspora is not supporting them, not giving them anything. But now it appears they may be finally acknowledging the power of the diaspora. But go on, sir.
Yes, and in that I was also thinking about. Just as a side comment, this interim government, SACO, IG, this interim government, I think, is only one and only interim government. There's no such thing as SACO, IG, as far as I'm concerned. They have been proactive in the sense that they saw ahead of time the United Nations Security Council meeting that began holding on the 20th in New York, and they foresaw what Cameroon would do, Cameroon's plans of trying to normalizing situations as if everything has come to normal, just lying their way through that everything is fine, and we are just about they want to do reconstruction, and it's just a few pockets here and there, and then we move on to carry a lockdown to make our own narrative that it is not the case, that we are in control. Now, when some groups out there, they have the same objectives as La Republique Cameroon. For example, La Republique Cameroon does not want lockdown, and you come on air and you speak with your mouth, you tell the Ambazonian people that you are for a total separation, you want full independence, but all your objectives, your actions, what we are seeing with our eyes is very different from what you are saying with your mouth. Your objectives are parallel. They are totally in line with Cameroon's objectives. Number one. Number two, you do not have a plan. You don't have a game plan. They are just objecting everything that the interim government says,
right.
But they don't have a plan of their own.
Right.
And so, yes.
I mean, not only do they not have a plan, they say they have fighters on the ground, but we have been asking forever, where are those fighters on the ground waging the war against Laropre?
They take Photoshop pictures and put in some place over there in Lebialem and say we have kicked them out. But those are static pictures. You can clearly see that those are Photoshop with. Okay, what kind of ADF fighters? You see them; they are as pristine. Look at Field Marshal Nopidi. You see dust on his face. You know that's somebody who is fighting. Look at ADF pictures; they are as clean like those. Wonderful. So I mean, anyway. You can tell that these people, they have the same objectives as the Republic of Cameroon. If you have the same objectives as the Republic of Cameroon, then your goal, it should be the same as that of Cameroon. The outcome, the final outcome, they are lying to us that it is outright independence. They have an agenda, and that agenda is some kind of union. That agenda is to crumble, is to destroy everything that you guys are doing.
Well, they will not succeed. If they were to succeed, I think by now they should have. They know they are fighting a lost battle, and we will keep on telling them just to toe their line if they believe they are doing the same thing, having the same goal as we do here. They should toe their line, and we can collaborate the moment we realize that they have turned their backs.
Yes, sir. Just one more thing. Well, one more thing before I go. Now, if you see the Republic of Cameroon, they are trying to go to the air. They're trying to do an air campaign. You know that is a sign of somebody who is running away. That's a sign of defeat.
It's a sign. Yes, they want to cause havoc, pure damage, and leave. And that is what I put out in an audio yesterday.
Exactly.
They will go out and spray every living thing. Every living thing. They don't care doing that in the city.
General No Pity, they are scared of they don't have the guts anymore to confront those guys on the ground.
They should be scared of No Pity because they know No Pity has superior arms. I mean, let me put it this way. They know No Pity has their arms, their own arms, and even superior arms. So why should they not be scared? They can't go looking for him on foot. No way. Even in their trucks, they know they are not safe. You know, a few years ago, maybe 3 years ago, they thought they were invincible when they started using these armored cars. And then the Français and the Mali started showing up. They changed and bought these Chinese trucks, and they thought they got it. Again, the Français and now the RPGs are getting them.
You finally stand up to the bully. You know, the bully understands only one language. Speak his language.
Correct.
We finally did that. We have succumbed to the bullying and terrorism for 60 years today. If you look at when this thing started, we were talking about peace. It was all about federation. And what is wrong with federation? Federation would have made that old country powerful and strong.
Well, we're going past that. Listen, thank you for the call. Let's see if we can get other callers. But let me assure Ambazonians out there, should La République du Cameroun spray that thing anywhere in Ambazonia, we assure them we will get into their neighboring villages and neighboring towns and inflict the same amount of punishment on their own people.
Correct.
They look for it, they will get it. All right. Hello. Hello.
Hello, sir.
Hello.
Good evening, sir.
Hello. Good evening, sir.
Yeah, congratulations for the great work you are doing, sir. Thank you very much, sir.
Thank you. Can you turn down the volume of your TV, please?
Yes, completely. It's completely down. I'm calling from Abakwa, Northern Zone.
Okay, what is your contribution?
Yes, I have reliable information that more terrorists have driven into Bamenda and are going towards Ngoki Tunja and Bui this evening with sophisticated weapons.
Okay.
Okay. Yes, many of them.
Okay.
So, I want to say that. We must counter this offense in one way or the other. And for example, when Napoleon invaded Russia.
I'm live.
When Napoleon Bonaparte invaded
Yeah,
Russia.
please, I want to call in. I know that you are live. I'm watching you.
Stay on the line. Stay on the line. All right, sir. Listen, thank you. Thank you. The quality of your line is very poor. I get your message that I think I had announced that a few minutes ago that a number of trucks entered Bamenda and they are moving up to Ngo-Ketunjia as we speak. Thank you. We have earlier sent information to the people in Ngo-Ketunjia to remain. One what?
One more vital aspect, one more vital thing. Look, sir, let me make this point clear. Listen, look, sir, we must counter this in one way or the other. We cannot allow our people being tortured.
Yes. Thank you. Thank you. Yes, we will retaliate. We will retaliate anything they do in Ngo-Ketunjia. We are promising them the same equivalence. Let me get to Mr. Humble Ambazonian. Hello, sir.
Correct.
Oh, Mr. Chris, I know. How are you?
I am doing excellent, sir. Good to hear your voice.
You are live.
I am live.
All right. There, Barrister Fujon saw that Mr. Humble is on the line, and I was so moved by the images that I said, let me call and chime in.
Okay, go on, sir.
Okay, Chris, our people should be aware that the images you are just showing from Yaounde are nothing new. Let me refresh the memories of Ambazonians. That guy who was tortured in Doom, that biker who was tortured and then he received the same snake beating. He received the same snake beating, and then we were told that those soldiers who beat him almost to death were arrested. What happened to them? Absolutely nothing.
Right.
Absolutely nothing. But what prompted me to call, Chris, is I want Maurice Kamto to view those pictures that you just shown and tell us what was the rationale for him to declare that his terrorists, La République de Cameroon, soldiers and security apparatus are the best trained and the most professional. And Chris and Barrister John, what is very shocking about Maurice Kamto's declaration is the fact that people like Elvis Tayon, who appears on Equinox TV, and a certain joker, he calls himself Lawyer Tamfu. He was the one who was picked up and locked up when the lawyers agitated in Douala, and they released everybody else, and he was withheld until he signed papers that he will be talking favorably of the regime before he was released. I want for these two Ambazonians, or they call them some Ambazonians, Elvis Tayon and Tamfu Richard, on what basis do they keep referring to Maurice Kamto as our leader? He is the one who has proposed real solutions to solve this problem. Okay, two, I also want Chris Fomenyo, who is somewhere here in Virginia, advertising himself, talking how he has interviewed presidents, which really don't mean a damn thing, to tell us, when Chris Fomenyo says, oh, there are things that we can still do to preserve the indivisibility of our country, what are those things? And which country is he referring to? I want for Akeremuna,
to tell us when he says the things that are happening in the Northwest and Southwest are also happening in the other regions. Akeremona should show us pictures where policemen are torturing individuals the way they are torturing those guys you just shown. Then
l'État camerounais a toutes les possibilités d'arrêter cette guerre meurtrière.
2 weeks ago, he snuck in and out without anybody knowing that he was there. He is coming to Buea to do what?
Au nom de cette
He
famille,
is in Yaounde and they are
il y a
torturing
d'autres soldats
our
qui sont
people.
tombés
So what is he doing
Moudemba.
about that? So he's coming to
Les
Buea to
photos,
do what?
ils sont couchés, des
The
jeunes.
last thing I will say, Chris,
Que le chef
our
d'État
boys
nous
should really
aide
not
à
worry
ne
to
plus pleurer
confront
nos
those
enfants.
chiefs who will go there
Transmettez
to
ce
wait
message.
for John Gute at Mongo
Transmettez
Bridge.
ce message.
Our boys
Ne
should
l'arrêtez
instead
pas.
take footage of those chiefs
Dites
when they
aux
go
instances
there and
supérieures.
they have their small gathering and get their
Transmettez ce
2,000
message.
francs. Then we will meet them
Sinon, on
in
continuera
their
à
localities when they
pleurer
come
nos
back.
enfants.
We will meet them in their
Nous ne
localities
voulons plus de
when we
cette
come
guerre.
back, when they come back.
On nous
And then the last thing, Chris, La République du Cameroon should understand, as Barrister John has just said, La République du Cameroon should understand that there are pockets of their citizens inside Ambazonia. The biggest chunk of them being Bawok. I am begging our people. I am begging them. We know where citizens of La République du Cameroon live in our communities. Once anybody in Goketuja is hurt, in Bui is hurt, in Meme is hurt, in Dian is hurt, they go into Bawok and obliterate, and even harvest the grass and burn it. That we are at war, and anybody who wants to challenge this statement I'm making should explain to us what happened to Mami Abu.
All right. Thank you, sir. Thank you. Thank you for the call. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you.
All right.
Thank you, Mr.
Okay, ladies and gentlemen. Barrister John, if you have anything to add to Mr. Humble Ambazonian, 50 seconds.
No, I'm just thanking him for the analysis. That's all.
All right. I get the last lucky caller for the day. Let me see. From ground zero. Hello. Hello.
Hello, Secretary Chris. Good evening.
Good evening, sir. May I know where you are calling in from, please?
I'm calling from ground zero, precisely Bamenda.
Okay, wonderful. How was lockdown there today?
No, it was really good here today. We did not even see a fly. I live towards Chobo. The road was owned by our La Republique people.
Okay.
Flown in about 370 seaters full of the bees. I'm sure it is a new recruit that they just took.
Where 370 seaters coming from where or going to where?
They were coming in from upstation. I know they are
around what time?
Probably they are the new recruits that they are bringing in.
Around what time, sir?
I think the whole day here was busy with them. We gave them the road. They were the owners of the rightful owners of the road today.
Okay.
Maybe they are thinking that. Maybe they are thinking that our restoration forces have gone to sleep.
Okay.
Hello, sir.
Yes, I can hear you. Go on.
Yes, what I really wanted to chip in is about this ADF thing.
Okay, quickly, sir.
I think it's getting on our it's getting on our nerves here in Ground Zero. I'm a driver I plow the Bamenda Road, stretch of road. and we have these ADF guys at my 30. They disturb a lot. When you carry a passenger, and when you get to them, to their checkpoints, if the passenger is not having his or her ID card, maybe it has been burned off by these La Republic guys. Instead of sympathizing with the passenger, they will interrogate the passenger, lock him up, and then collect huge sum of money. They charge you and remove everything from you. Right. I think it's not really going well. If we have a common focus, then we are intimidating the people, which we could have been protecting them.
Well, apparently we don't have the same focus. If we had the same focus, they will not be harassing people, taking millions from them and killing some. So apparently we don't have the same focus. And I will say to people like you who ply that road, you can eliminate those guys completely from that road, because you know they are not doing what other restoration fighters are out there doing. They are thugs, they are robbers. So if you will mean it, you can get rid of them. I wish we were not on television. I would have given you some ideas, but it's time you get rid of them. They were gotten rid of in the Bui. The people of Bui came out, and I think also in the Batibo or Guzang, they came out and chased them away. Few people come and stand and mount roadblocks along the Womb Road, and you come with people of about 4, 5, 6, or 10, and you allow 2 people carrying guns to intimidate you that way?
Because it's really clear now that they are working with the La Republic forces. On my very eyes, one of the guys' bike was seized by the B. Their bags were seized by the B, and just say in a week's time, when I was coming back, I saw the guy with the same bike, and he told me that they came and gave him back the bike. So I said, how? You are fighting your enemy and he seizes your thing and bring it back. It shows that there is something fugitive going on between the two of you. So I don't know where we are heading to with this type of behavior.
All right, thank you, sir. Thank you. You have.
They collect huge sum of money from us drivers. They collect huge sum of money.
Again, you drivers can gang together and do something. You are capable of doing that. Thank you for the call. Okay, I think let's take one caller again. Hello. Hello. All right, ladies and gentlemen, Barrister, so we will call it a day there, but let me give you the last moment, please. Barrister John.
Thank you, Secretary Chris. I want to pass this message to La Republique of Cameroon. They can take all their battalions to Lungokutunja and Bui. They will come back in body bags. Our forces are ready, and the fight has started. And La Republique should know that the fight has started. They have not cried. They will cry more than what we're seeing. Let them move those troops. These are young people that they have just gone and trained, and then they are taking them to be slaughtered. We will slaughter them for you. You slaughtered our young people, more than 30,000. It is our turn. We will retaliate if one person in Bui, Ngokutunja, or anywhere in AMBAZONIA falls because of your forces. We will take out a number of your citizens that are living along with us, or we cross borders to any town that is neighbor to us, and we will do the same thing or even more. Watch out, La Republique, watch out. The time has come. No amount of lies that you will tell at the UN will help you. The world is a global village, and the satellite imageries are available to the Western world. You cannot tell those lies to anybody. I'm sending this message to you. If you are telling lies, you know that everybody knows that the war is on and you are losing. Thank you very much.
Okay, Barrister John, thank you for joining me today. I have the Reverend Valentine Bong Bam, whom I just mentioned here, of the Baptist Church. He just sent me a message here, ladies and gentlemen. Again, the Reverend Valentine, this is he just wrote to me. He says, "Good evening, sir. I am the Reverend Bongam Valentine Somche from Nkambe. You just spoke about going around with Mbororos. Sir," he says, "I wish to tell you that the information is the reverse. I intervened yesterday against a move that Mbororo wanted to stab someone on the count that he was an amber in front of the DO's office in the presence of many people. And I, alongside some courageous boys, succeeded to stop the move. But today, the story is the reverse. Please, I will suggest, sir, you do a lot of findings before concluding, else we will be derailed from doing the right. I did not want to call you directly when the program was ongoing. I thought it would be mature. We talk facts one-on-one. This is my WhatsApp number. We keep praying for God's intervention and protection on us." All right. Well, Reverend Bong Bang Valentine, I will reach out to you after this show, if not today, probably tomorrow. It is good you came out to send this disclaimer. Sometimes information is not always right. However, if I get it from people that I think have ability to give us right information, I take it to the air. So, again, I will reach out to you, find out what is going there. If it is not true, trust that we will reverse that announcement. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you for staying put today. It was great to be with you. I look forward to being back one of these days, but ground zero, remember, lockdown continues tomorrow and Thursday. Lockdown continues tomorrow and Thursday. Everywhere expected to be shut down. God bless you all, and good night. Ladies and gentlemen, fellow Ambazonians, it is about the slow but sure depletion, if not stopped. Please listen once more. This is the moment to rise up and save what remains. Like Pontius Pilate, the Vice Chancellor is fast trying to wash his hands. Ambazonians, if God forbid we fail in this war, they will take back everything they have allowed us to manage. We must remain steadfast or lose the war. They sold our institutions and our resources for positions, for money, for power, and for influence. Why we fight to recover it all? We must not allow such enablers continue selling us. We must neutralize their plans, and if need be, neutralize them too. From today, we declare an end to these permanent military gendarmes or police checkpoints in all of Ambazonian streets and roads. It is therefore incumbent upon us to stop tomorrow's murder today.
This is the state of the struggle with your anchorman Chris Anu, Ambazonia's spokesperson.
Kaponda, président Benjamin Moukeba. Jean-Sébastien Massiala, Jacques Banzamouchinga. Kapunda, président Benjamin Moukeba. Jean-Sébastien Massiala, Jacques Banzamouchinga. Sokat Kapengene.
October 1961, the Southern Cameroons were given the opportunity in a referendum to choose if to join with their brothers in the French Cameroons or if to join with fellow Nigeria that was also a British mandated territory in West Africa. But now, 1st of October is here again. Has that State of the Union failed? Has it succeeded? What if today again we were given the opportunity to choose in this other referendum? Will we still choose to join French Cameroon, or will Southern Cameroonians choose to stand on themselves? We take to the streets on Vox Pop on Kinaka TV this day in the bustling heart of Bamenda itself, Commercial Avenue. Yes, this is where everything happens, and we're going to ask these ladies and gentlemen to tell us what they think of that State of the Union, how it failed, how it succeeded. What would they choose? Would they be with Southern Cameroons on their own, or would they choose to still remain with French Cameroons? Let's go there. My name is Vicky. What's yours, please?
I'm Dr. Chumunye.
Dr. Chumunye. Okay, in 1961 we know about the referendum that was given up to us to be able to choose English Cameroon and if to join French Cameroon or to join Nigeria. It's another 1st of October. What if there was another referendum? What will you choose?
I will choose the independence of the Southern Cameroons. The complete independence of the Southern Cameroons. Because joining La Republic has not helped the Southern Cameroonian at all. We are still living in bondage. Yeah.
So you would choose for Southern Cameroon to just stand on its own?
As a nation. We are capable of being a nation, so there is no reason why we should be annexed to another nation. We are suffering. If you look critically in Southern Cameroon, you will see that no meaningful development is taking place. The Limbe Deep Sea Port that was highlighted many years ago till today, nothing has been said about it. The Bamenda Ring Road, nothing has been said about it. If you look at even the road leading to Bamenda, you will know that every other project in Southern Cameroon has been abandoned. And I will choose the complete independence of the Southern Cameroons.
Thank you very much, sir.
You are welcome.
What's your name, please?
I'm called Keka Sylvester Tassi.
Mr. Keka. So, if we're supposed to have another referendum, will you choose for Southern Cameroons to still remain with French Cameroon, or would you want them to just stand on their own, or what will you choose?
As a person from the English-speaking part of Cameroon, straight away I would say no, because personally I am not satisfied at all. It's true there was a marriage, but it was not fair. I think we were not given, as some people say, we were not given a third option. We were asked to choose either to join La République du Cameroon or to join the Federal Republic of Nigeria. But we would have been given the third option, you know, to be on our own. That would have been a better choice to me, because right now I think the Anglophone are really marginalized in this country. If you look at the government, getting an employment in the government is not easy at all for an English-speaking Cameroonian. If you go to the capital of Cameroon, which is Yaounde, if you cannot speak Yaounde or you cannot speak J'étais, j'avais, you'll be nowhere to be found. You'll be lost completely. So I think if I were to choose again now, I will not choose to join the Republic of Cameroon.
You choose for Southern Cameroon to stand on its own?
To stand on its own, yes. I will choose for Southern Cameroon to stand on its own.
Thank you very much, Mr. Keka. Vicky, what's yours, please?
Mofo Christopher.
Mr. Mofo Christopher. If there was to be another referendum in Cameroon, what will you choose?
Well, in fact, we have been suffering for quite a long time. So if at all there will be a new or different referendum, I will choose to be alone. Southern Cameroon will choose to be alone because they did not give us that option at first. They gave us two options of which we did not like it. So we were forced to join the Republic of Cameroon. So now we are trying to see whether United Nations can bring another referendum to give us our priority. And then our priority is either you be on your own or we join this side, so that we choose to be our own.
So what would you say have been the reasons why you will now choose to be on your own?
No, the problem is that we thought we have been cheated. The national cake is not well shared. So we know that when there is type of thing like that, people must at least think otherwise. That maybe they are second-class citizens. And if you think otherwise, you must think to know whether are you the true child of this father. And on the long run, people must tell you, if you don't know, that you have been annexed.
Thank you very much, sir.
Thank you.
What's your name, please?
My name is Afu Derek.
Mr. Afu Derek. So if there was a chance for us to have another referendum in Cameroon, will you choose to be or still remain with French Cameroon, or would you choose for the Southern Cameroons to just be on their own?
I choose the Southern Cameroon to be on their own.
Why?
No, that from further, no, they are bend, they are no straight. So I like that we should separate, so that we should be on our own.
Just be on our own.
Yes.
So, but why are some of the reasons why you say that they are bend? Why?
No, that French people that are corruption. No, that this side people this side they are suffering, people the other side they are enjoying. So we are taking our good here and seeing the other side. Yes.
All right. Thank you very much.
Okay. Thank you.
Still on the referendum matter, we met with a Frenchman in Bamenda, and this is what he has to say. Good afternoon.
Good afternoon, madame.
Bonsoir. Bonsoir. Ok, on est en train de parler de la référendum. Est-ce que si le 1er octobre, on décide encore que, bon, voilà la référendum, qu'est-ce que vous choisissez? Est-ce que les anglophones du Cameroun anglophone restent avec vous, ou alors est-ce qu'ils doivent se reculer et aller de leur côté?
Non, j'aimerais qu'on soit ensemble. J'aimerais qu'on soit ensemble, vu que la paix, c'est l'essentiel pour toute une humanité. La séparation n'est pas bien.
Mais vous pensez que c'est parce qu'on est ensemble? Si jamais on doit se séparer et qu'il n'y aura toujours pas la guerre, qu'est-ce que vous allez voir par rapport à tout ce qui se passe maintenant pour vous? Vous croyez que le Cameroun est mieux étant ensemble, ou est-ce que le Cameroun est mieux étant divisé?
Le Cameroun est mieux étant ensemble. Le Cameroun est mieux étant ensemble. Parce que ce qui nous tue actuellement, c'est la pauvreté. Si on pouvait tous s'unir et combattre cette pauvreté, il n'y aura pas de problème.
D'accord. Merci beaucoup, monsieur.
Merci.
What's your name, please?
My name is Mr. Kibom Meshach.
Mr. Kibom. Okay, so if we're supposed to have another referendum in Cameroon, what will you choose? Will you choose for us to still be with the French Cameroonians, or will you choose for Southern Cameroon to stand on its own, or what is it that you will choose?
No, I would choose for Southern Cameroon to start on its own.
What are some of the reasons why?
Why? Because our Francophone brothers are taking us for granted, they're maltreating us and marginalizing us too much, and we are suffering under them. They don't recognize us as equals. That's why I think that I'll go in for the referendum.
Yeah, you will go in to choose a Southern Cameroon.
Yes, to stand on their own. Yes.
Thank you very much, sir.
Welcome.
My name is Vicky. What's yours, please?
My name is Mr. Yaounde Samuel.
Mr. Ayongwa. Okay, Ayongwa Samuel. Okay, so if there was to be another referendum in Cameroon, because another 1st of October is very close, what will you choose this time around?
I will choose that there should be another referendum, because that referendum, we were duped by a Frenchman. They came and duped us, and till today, it's about 60 years today, we've had nothing. Look at this town, look at our country. We are suffering. Our children are suffering. You find Cameroonians now going abroad. Meanwhile, what they are going abroad to do is nothing, but they can stay in Cameroon and have the very thing that they are going to do or study well. In Cameroon now you cannot study, you cannot live peacefully. You find a military man, gendarme man, pointing at you with a gun. That gun was made to protect you, but today it's nothing. You find Cameroonians suffering too much. So we want another referendum, which is very genuine, clean and clear referendum. For instance, the first referendum, the Frenchman duped Foncha and Luna, and giving them only one option. We want a referendum that, will you choose to join this man or will you choose to stand on your own? I will decide that I will choose to stand on my own. I'm big, so I should not suffer. I think so.
So if there was to be a referendum, what you're saying is you would have liked for them to ask, or you would like for them to ask you, would you choose to join French Cameroon or would you choose to stand alone? And your answer would be to stand alone.
Why would I go and be a slave to a Frenchman? Meanwhile, I can stand alone. If I stand alone, I'll be more better than to be a slave to a Frenchman. For instance, all the bananas, all the robbers that we, our contact, we don't have contact on our roads, but all the contact is flying more than an airplane. So I would like to stand on my own, and I will not even want them to tell me that they should, I should stand on my own. I will tell them that I want to stand. If I go to UN today, I will tell them that I want to stand, and I will personally invite the Queen of England to come and see how the English zone he left 60 years ago is the mess, how a Frenchman took it and messed it up. So I think if the Queen comes here today, she will cry.
Quite clearly, the union failed, according to the people of Bamenda, and we hope that this message will go to where it's supposed to go to, and that something can be done about it. If Cameroon was supposed to be separated, maybe it's about time for us to do that. If we're supposed to remain with our brothers, the French Cameroonians, then maybe it's time for us to fix that and try to work on a good thing, all right? But now, that's it for us on Vox Pop on Kinaka TV. I hope you enjoyed this very educative one right here. And I'll see you again next time for another Vox Pop on Kinaka TV. It's Vicky Fakala. Peace out.